Hello friends, this is Professor A.K. Sheikh working as Assistant Professor and Head of Mechanical Engineering Department at NB Navle Sinhagad College of Engineering, Solapur. I have 12 years of teaching experience and I have completed my ME Mechanical in Design Engineering. Today's topic is problem number 6 from the chapter and problem number 2 on the band brake. Let us go through the statement of the problem. A simple band brake as shown in figure is applied to a shaft carrying a flywheel of mass 400 kg. Radius of gyration of the flywheel is 450 mm and runs at 300 rpm. If the coefficient of friction is 0.2 and the brake drum diameter is 240 mm, find number 1 torque applied due to a hand load of 100 newtons, the number of turns of the wheel before it is brought to rest, and number 3 the time required to bring it to rest from the moment of the application of the brake. So this is the diagram given with the problem. So we will analyze it one by one. So here you have the distance 120, that is normally our distance B. Then we have this complete distance OC from the fulcrum O to the operating force 100 newtons, and then the angles are given over here and the total diameter is 240 mm. So let us go to the given data. Mass is 400 kg, radius of gyration is denoted by K, that is 450 mm, or we can say 0.45 meters. Then the RPM 300 RPM, speed of the drum, the omega 2 pi n by 60, we have 31.42 radians per second, coefficient of friction mu equal to 0.2, diameter 240 mm or 0.24 meters, or radius we can say 0.12 meters. We have to find braking torque, number of wheel revolutions before it comes to rest, and time required by wheels to come to rest. So from the geometry of the figure, angle of lap of the band, that is theta, will be, so here if we analyze the figure, so this point, the green color arc is the angle of lap. So it will be 360 minus 150. It comes to be 210 degrees. So that is our angle of lap. Then next we are going to convert this angle of lap into radians by using pi by 180. We get 3.666 radians. That is angle of lap in radians. Further, let us solve for the braking torque. We know that braking torque equal to T1 minus T2 multiplied by R. So we need to find out T1 T2. So we know that T1 divided by T2 is equal to e raised to mu theta in case of band brake. So substituting value of mu 0.2 and theta in radians, we have this ratio as 2.08. T1 is equal to 2.08 of T2. Now let us take moments about fulcrum O to find out these forces. So again we refer the diagram. When we are taking moments about O, the force T1 is passing through the fulcrum point, therefore moment due to T1 will become 0. So we have this 100 Newton force producing clockwise movement as it is on the right side and going downwards, and this T2 on the left side going downwards, it will produce anti-clockwise movement. So clockwise movement should be equal to anti-clockwise movements as per the equilibrium conditions. So T2 multiplied by 120 should be equal to 100 multiplied by 300, that is 30,000, and finally we get value of T2 as 250 newtons. And by using this relation for T1 and T2, we can find T1, it comes to be 2.08 times of T2, that is 520 newtons. Now the braking torque T1 minus T2 multiplied by R. It is 520 minus 250 multiplied by 0.12. Here we have taken the radius in meters, therefore the torque is 32.4 Newton meters. Now let us go for the calculation of number of turns before wheels come to rest. Let small n equal to number of turns of the wheel before it is brought to rest. We know that the work done due to braking torque is used to reduce the kinetic energy of the brake to 0. Hence, work done by the braking torque should be equal to the kinetic energy of the drum. So let us find the kinetic energy of the brake drum. So when we have this radius of gyration, we need to use that relation for finding out the kinetic energy. Normally the kinetic energy is given by half mv square when it is expressed in mass and velocity. But when it is expressed in moment of inertia and rotational speed, it comes to be half of I omega square, and I, that is moment of inertia, is given by mk square, where k is the radius of gyration and mass m is the mass of the body. So therefore finally kinetic energy of the brake drum will be given as half of mk square multiplied by omega square. Let us substitute that values. Here mass is in kgs, radius of gyration is in meters, and omega is in radian per second. Therefore finally we get the answer as 40,000 Newton meters. So units are important. Repeatedly this we are discussing. Balancing of the units is very important. So as radius was taken in meters and mass was taken in kg and omega was in radian per second, it means that we are using all standard units over here. Therefore kinetic energy should also be in the standard units, Newton meter. So now this kinetic energy is equal to the work done by the braking torque, which is actually given by braking torque multiplied by 2 pi n. So let us equate this 40,000 to TB multiplied by 2 pi n. So here n is the only unknown we have, all other parameters are known to us. So let us rearrange the mathematical terms to find number of revolutions as 196.5. So the brake drum will make 196.5 revolutions before it comes to rest. Now the last answer, time taken by drum to come to rest. So as we know that speed of the drum is 300 rpm, it means that it completes 300 revolutions in 1 minute, that is 60 seconds. So let us find the time required to complete 196.5 revolutions. So it is very simple. For 300 revolutions we have 60 seconds. For 196.5 revolutions we will have t seconds. We'll go for this cross multiplication, and then time can be calculated as 39.3 seconds. So thus the brake drum comes to rest in 39.3 seconds.